Why, hello, my cabbages. I know it's been a while, but I have been swamped with schoolwork. Yeah, but I'm free now. First, I made an outline boundary around this area, if you know what I mean. The line's I made it orange because possible history in the Holy Roman Empire. So it's basically kind of like a Holy Roman Empire, where it's electoral monarchy. So that's cool. Yeah, honestly, the time progression in technology, honestly, I feel like been fast tracking it too fast. I feel like technology is actually lower than we think, or than I think it is. I don't know about you guys. We think, nah, you don't think, you dumb. You dumb. But before we talk about that, oh yeah, also, I made a black background layer, so when you turn it off, you see like the area of all the cities, and it looks actually pretty cool, just like this, if you know what I mean. Like, look at that, you can see all the cities. Just see where all the population resides. But anyways, let's turn the background layer back on. Great team. Now, let's just say, it's going worse. The California team has been constantly kinda berating the gray team, if you know what I mean. The light gray team over here. And they decide to invade further, starting with the peninsula and also moving into these vast inland swaths of land. Yeah, it's not going well for the light gray team over here, and they're honestly just realizing this ain't working. Even the, water team over here, this team over here decided, you know what, why not? It actually cuts them off from the Atlantic Ocean, so now they can only touch the Pacific. So, because they, got cut off, and, they're kind of capturing these areas. And they honestly realize that they're just gonna fall eventually, and that their government is not really working. So, they know they can sue for peace, but they know, they're gonna get peace. When the peace deal ends, they're just gonna get attacked again, because that's just what's been happening. So they do say peace, peace, peace now. And they both know what's happening. And the Grey Team knows that they need to desperately find allies somewhere. And the thing is, they don't really have many allies. Nobody really liked the Grey Team, even though they're not the Grey Team. They're still kind of hesitant about anybody who kind of was the Grey Team. Bye-bye, no. And nobody really hates the Dark Red Team either. So, yeah, it's hard to find anybody who will join them. Anyways, we got the reverse colonization happening over here, which I kind of haven't been paying attention to as much. But we got these teams just kind of expanding slowly. Honestly, I haven't been doing much with the teams in Europe and all that. So I should probably do more with these teams. But yeah, they're expanding these lands and doing pretty well because they're making the money, I guess. I mean, not the best places because it's the Canadian Shield, so I don't know what's even here anyways. Rocks, lakes, actually a ton of lakes. Maybe it's maybe one will make the AI data centers. AI data centers. Maybe we'll make them there because they need a lot of water. Yeah, but going well over here. I got Iceland. Oh, I also patched up some parts of the map because some of the countries were looking weird, if you know what I mean. But yeah, yeah, that's happening. We go back to the Grey Team area. First of all, the Grey Team is still not really liked that much, and the Green Team decides that they want some more land. So first, they start off with invading the fairly weak area, which honestly, it's no surprise that this one kind of falls quickly because they were kind of, not located close to the rest of the area. But then they kind of take this area. Mexico's, oh yeah, I also changed the color of this country because it's too similar to the other green countries. Kind of didn't even talk about that. Yeah, it's a different color now, guys. So, they kind of aren't able, the only thing they're able to hang on to is really just the capital, and they can only do that because like they focus all their might on the capital, meaning that they keep the capital, but at what cost? The cost of literally everything else, basically. Not quite a city-state because they still got some areas around their capital, but getting close to a city-state. So yeah, let's just say it's not looking good for them. Yeah, so the green team and the gray-blue team, I guess, which actually kind of was funny because it's actually partially unintentional, but the original team here was gray-blue. But along with this, I also, yeah, along with them being so tiny, gray team struggling, I also updated the religion map. Yeah, we got this religion area, which, it's very Balkanized religion. Does someone say Balkanized? Oh, because, well, see, there's this pocket of, green team religion over... The pocket of green team religion over here, and they kind of, you know, haven't been represented because their country's so far... What? So far away from, like, they're so far away from their country. So they decide that, they want to rebel. Not for the green team because they know they're too far away. Just give me a sec. They decide to rebel as, you know, what color green should I make them? Oh yeah, I also realized this part is part of this team, but because they changed color, let me, like, go like this, and then go like, give me a sec, then go like this. There we go. Anyways, this not actually green team area. I'm gonna make them like a bluish green kind of color. More blue than green. I get a bigger brush. There we go. So they kind of are like a rebellion because, and start attacking some of the surrounding areas because, well, you know, they want to have their, you know, freedom and want to be respected. So they're kind of allowed to, they're not allowed to rebel, they kind of, you know, they start to, you know, push them back, and because they're a lot stronger, there's a lot easier. But all of a sudden, they're being reinforced. I wonder who's going to be reinforced. It's not like they share a religion with any of these countries that might want to enforce them, but they take this area, but I don't know how they snuck them in here, but they did. And they were, yeah, they managed to sneak some soldiers in here, actually a decent amount of shoulders, which means them to push back and take some more areas, which is of course good for them. But other teams seeing this kind of also are like, we're discontent because this is like the only religion, like, this one right here is, well, actually, other than this one's also not represented, and this one, but this one, like, has never been represented. These other religions have really kind of been represented, but this one, like, they've really been represented by a nation, and they decide, you know what, they don't like it like that, so they're going to rebel, which also affects the gray team down here. Actually perfectly fits on the outline boundary here. So they actually kind of do a thing where they rebel like this, kind of connect up with this new blue team, and actually kind of, because they're both going against the lime team, kind of form a bit of partnership. And like they basically, you know, work together a bit, and also helps the green team because they can go through here. And the lime team is not happy about this, but they realize that not much you can do. But they basically just go like, if they can, don't let them live. And because they sent a huge battalion of the army, now they're gone. But the people will remember that. What people? Because there was never any other religion here. The green sees this, and they would go like war crimes, but war crimes don't exist. Oh no, at least we have no real Canadians yet. And they're kind of like the Lime team's like, okay, can we have like a peace deal? Because I don't want that to happen to them. So they're like, here's your peace deal, which is not as good as they hope for, but could be worse. The gray team over here is kind of like, they're gonna do something, but then before they can do something, the other team, the other religions in the gray team, because they have numerous amounts of religions. Yep. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah. They kinda all rebel. Let me turn on this outline boundary. Filling in some of the gaps that they had in between with the other religions, because, well, let's just say, yeah, they kind of saw inspired and like, oh, we could do something, and, they definitely did, something. And in this chaos, the gray team actually manages to take some of this area and take some of their land back before immediately piecing out, because they're like, they can't really do anything about that. I mean, actually they can, but so good for the gray team because they have other issues to deal with, mainly these teams, and because the coastal area has been cut off, these armies kind of get basically encircled, and Lime team sees this and goes, ooh, don't mind if I do, before it can be taken by some of the other teams. Yeah. So, yeah, this team over here kind of taking some of this area. They're like, guys, can we please not? Can we please not? But, there's another area that, this may not be an autonomous area, and they decide, nah, I'll be my own thing, and, yeah, they're their own thing. Now that the gray team sees this, and it's like, you know what, I've been losing a lot of wars, why don't I bully someone else? So they decide to bully this new team that just formed. They could have allied, actually, because they, like, you know, potentially, because they actually have, like, the same people, same religion, as we can see on the religion layer, with the gray religion. But, they basically say, nah, we choose war. Because they're not as strong, they kind of get, well, rather quickly overrun. Kind of holding on to some of these, you know, city areas, because that's where they maintain order, but like, because they're kind of going around the cities because they know that the cities are like the harder areas. So, and there's a, they kind of start to push back a bit, but not enough for how strong the army is, and it's really focused at these like 3 kind of cities that they have here, and the area team basically goes, we'll take this, and we'll leave you alone, because they know they don't really need the cities, they just need this for an ego boost. They could have done more, but at the same time, they know if they fight war for too long and aren't prepared, the dark red team will attack them, so that's why they decided to peace out, because either they put half their troops over here and half their troops over here, which is not a good idea. They basically just blitzed this war and then said, we're done. So, because they knew Dark Red Team would see this and attack them. Right they were. And they kind of do this without even realizing what they were planning, and then kind of realize, oh, they're turning back around. I see. Interesting. They knew what we were gonna do. But, uh, uh, do I see this right? Is the gray team, gray team, gaining back land? Huh. Looks like recent years, nepotism is starting to sneak into the army. Because the army's been, so good, so they thought that their army would be fine. But it looks like, nepotism, turns out it's not a good thing. Ministry of Defense is literally just the old Ministry of Defense's son, that died recently, and let's just say their son is definitely not as capable. And the Grey Team's actually been doing better because, well, they've been kind of eliminating nepotism because they used to have it from the Grey Team, Grey Team. But this actually allows them to push back. And the Grey Blue Team over here thought they were thinking of joining. Now that I realize that the Grey Team's actually pushing them back, they're like, oh, okay, maybe not. Yeah, California, this isn't the worst thing. They're not using that much land, but at the same time they realize, ooh, we can't just sit back and watch. We actually have to lock in a bit. So they actually push back a decent length, pushing back here, taking back quite a bit of Baja California, including the islands of the other orange team, taking these coastal areas before they're like, oh, yeah, peace. Yes, this nepotism leader. Yeah, nepotissimo doesn't work. And the Grey Team is actually happy about how they just did. They won against the Dark Red Team, and they bullied this team over here. Yeah, things are actually looking up for the Light Grey Team a bit. Anyways, it's been, yeah, as Purple Team, remember how they've been getting stronger even though they lost the war? Well, the Dark Grey Team is getting weaker. This island that they originally joined up with them, well, the people didn't even, like it originally. So they decide that, there's a massive rebellion over here, because I didn't show you this part of the map yet, but they got, some of the western portion of the island. Oh, wait. Nope. So there's this huge rebellion over here that basically is like, hey, we want to be free. Oh, actually, not this part, because this part, the wine team is actually treating them better. So this part actually is more fine with, I can't remember, wait, what was the border? Okay, it was there. Yeah, so the wine team is actually treating them better, so they don't care as much about, in the wine team. It's probably not the exact border, but they care over here, where they start to basically, along with the island area, start to push back into this area, and they weren't kind of expecting this. They're like, oh. And they push back actually pretty strong because the Dark Grey Team was not ready until the Dark Grey Team actual army comes here. These areas actually still supported the Grey Team because they kind of colonized it like that. Take back these areas, and they take back more, and they start to take back to this original capital area. They take it back, and they're like, yes, easy war. But what happens is the people who are still discontent won't, go down that easy. So a large rebellion happens here, so that the capital spreads over here, and they're like, you dare rebel? And they can't rebel for another time. Why it's so uncensored? Here we go. So they go, we got a superior army, and it's going so great, and we're getting so far. Another rebellion was at the capital, and kind of cut them off, and boom, and yeah, getting pushed back, and getting pushed back even farther than before, and they realize, so they go, reluctantly, definitely very reluctantly, okay, have your freedom, we didn't even care about you. They did actually, because they had like plantations and stuff on the island. They take the western part of the island and still land that, but because of rebellion, they couldn't hang on to the entire island. Yeah, so not good for them. But if you also look at this, Lime team, Lime people, then this is this country, and they see this, realize maybe the army's not as strong as they thought. If they rebelled successfully, then we can too. This is the episode of Rebellions. Honestly, this is partially unintentional. And they, I'm gonna form like a olive team. I remember, yeah, the olive team used to be here. The Yucatan olives. How to find a good olive? Good enough. They start rebellion over here. Yeah, no, I want a bit darker. They start rebellion over here at the tip over here. You know, having their rebellion, repelling rebelliously, and it spreads quickly. And the gray team does the same thing, trying to kind of be like, oh no, you don't do that. Even launching invasion from here, from the army over here. But the same thing happens, and they realize, oh no, not another rebellion that can't be stopped. And they spread quickly, like if you across this whole area that was, you know, if we look at this on the religion map, like a lot of this area was actually, you know, Lime Team religion. So they, you know, do it and then try to push back, and push back works at first. And even, you know, here again, but the same exact thing happens again. They realize, oh, well, and yeah, rebellion. So they let them be free. Yeah, 2 rebellions in quick succession in the gray team. Dark gray team, yeah. So light gray team used to be doing bad, and now is doing better, and the dark gray team used to be doing good, and now is doing worse. How the scales shift. And the lines tilt. Anyways, the purple team, which did worse because they lost a war, and then it's now been doing freakishly good, decides, not because of any reason, that they're gonna officially incorporate the team over here, not as protectorate, but into their actual team. They're gonna be like, we're just protecting them. It's not a protectorate. But they don't fully do this because they know that would be bad. I like how I'm changing my head. They don't fully do this. They make a large portion, like kind of shrinking the protectorate and making like a large northern portion up here not a protectorate anymore. Let me just get a better border for that. Yeah, so they basically shrink their protectorate to give themselves more power. This isn't alarming at all. No, the protectorate does not take over their entire nation. That would be quite something. There we go. So yeah, they shrunk their protectorate a ton. And this doesn't mean anything at all. Why would that mean anything? Yeah. Yeah, huh. Yeah. Well, they basically want access to the Pacific Ocean. They've decided. So they threaten this team and say, either give us some access or go to war. And they know they'll be beat handily. So they basically say, okay, you can have this strip of land to the Pacific Ocean. So, hey, threats worked. They didn't actually have to go to violence. They just had to threaten violence. So yeah, the purple team was looking scary. You would think that the loser of the war would be the one losing, but nope. The winner of the war is actually kind of been the one faltering, and They're not gonna rebel right now, but I'm just telling you, that's not gonna be the last. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, this is an old one, but they have like, still, like, 4 unaddressed minorities in their country right now. And this episode's really been the episode for rebellions and minorities specifically rebelling, but yeah. Ugh. Look at some of that. But anyways, Great Team actually decides to invade the Dark Red Team because they know they're doing well, and if anything, their generals have been getting better because they've been getting raised and they've been testing more, and the Dark Red Team hasn't really improved at all since their nepotism scandal. They still have the same Ministry of Defense, which was the guy's son, nepotism, so they actually invade the Dark Red Team for once. This is crazy. This hasn't happened for the longest time. This hasn't happened for the longest time, if you know what I mean. Billy Joel. I don't know why I'm referencing Billy Joel, but yeah, sure. Yeah, we got them invading this area, and they're winning. The Dark Red Team says and pushes back, and like the Dark Red Team has more power. Like, they have more population, they have a bigger military, but they're just not using it as well. Honestly, I don't know how much more population they have, but still, they could be winning this more, and the Great Team, goes like, no. And they're like, no need to fight a long war, just take some land from us, just so they cave under pressure really simply. Peace deal. If they had a better ruler, they could have won this war, because maybe they don't have like that much higher population, but they definitely have a bigger army because they have, like, high enrollment numbers, a lot of nationalism, I guess. But yeah, their nationalism's kind of faltering right now. Yeah. Unexpected, eh? But, anyways, I think that might be all for today's video, and goodbye, my cabbages. Bye. Bye. Bye.